which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room, like you giving like the Any Given Sunday Inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like I just don't get how he is still employed. We gotta talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
They're also showing a little bit more propensity to take the pull-up jumper, which I think is important for them. Aiden Holloway's been better. Brant Nelson's getting this thing out of foul trouble. Clifford Murray is attacking the offensive boards and being the defensive threat that they need. If Alabama can defend, and they make a run, and they win the SEC tournament, I think they're the fourth number one seed.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
That is also value to be the best player on the best team. To me, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. There is no doubt about it.
The Nuggets probably going to finish, second overall in the conference here, and it's not going to get him the MVP. We'll see how it is down the stretch, and I assume this is going to tighten up, but barring a huge drop-off for OKC as a team, not just SGA, you could probably pencil him in for 30 a night.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's In-Game Live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The bits, the players, the hustlers, the people, the bust them, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. The Wicked Wednesday has begun. The madness continues. We're breaking it down live. The Texas Longhorns throwing it down with Xavier right now. And Texas are getting it done early, 41-30. But there's a lot of basketball left to be played. Problems for Xavier is that Conwell, their top scorer, is in foul trouble. He's got 3 fouls already. It's 41-30 with 3.5 left in the first half. In-game total currently 165.5. These games have been track meets in Dayton. People didn't think that American and Mount St. Mary's were going to be able to put points up on the board, and they did, although it was unfortunate for American University tonight, for the Eagles, and unfortunate for bettors. Now, I don't know if they would have won the game anyways, but they did lose their best player, right? They lost Matt Rogers. Dude scores over 17 points a game. When you're a team like American, it's pretty hard to replace a dude that scores 17 points a game. Like, when it happens, like, in the game. He went down awkwardly early. He went to the room, he came back, and then his knee just gave out a little bit later on. American battled valiantly, but game went over the number. So all these games have been on pace. So speaking of which, we got a pace going on here right now with Xavier and Texas. Texas have been very efficient offensively early in this basketball game. So 41-32. Texas are now laying 5.5. They were getting 2.5 at closing time. 165.5 is the total. We bet Texas plus the points. We bet the over of the game. And in typical fashion, we've hammered a bunch of in-game stuff. Right? Like, I don't know, how high will we go? Well, we did pull the trigger on 164.5, so it's pretty much lingering. It's 165.5 right now. There's going to be points in this game, right? There's going to be fouls in this game, right? Teams are going to get into the bonus. They're both into the bonus right now. There's a couple of minutes left, but I would expect in the second half there's going to be a lot of fouls, going to be intense, pretty physical. There'll be a lot of free throws. Plus, the score is pretty good for the in-game over right now, considering that Xavier down a 10 spot, right? They got to pick up the pace. They've got to score points, and they know it. And Texas aren't going to let up. I think Texas will keep this thing going. Texas are a dynamic team. Trey Johnson's a really good player, and he's a lottery pick on the Texas Longhorns, but they're pretty deep. They've got like 3-4 dudes that can beat you, and they got a bunch of dudes to score in double digits. Xavier are a little bit more one-dimensional, and like I said, Conwell, we got Conwell over 19.5 points. It's a lot for a college player, and he was off to a great start. I bet him over 2.5 3-point shots made. He hit 2 threes like in the first couple of minutes of the game, but like I said, then he got into foul trouble. So we'll see what we can get from Conwell as this game goes on. But the Horns are looking good right now, repping the SEC. Don't forget, Texas last week beat Vanderbilt. They beat Texas A&M the next day, and then they hung with the Tennessee Volunteers. They lost by 9, I think it was. What was it, 9 or 11, 10, 11, whatever it was when it was all said and done? They were in the game. It was closer than the final score indicated. It was like a 4-point game with 3-4 minutes left, and then finally Texas hit a wall, and all their players fouled out of the game essentially. But they gave the Vols all they can handle. I think this is a fun Texas team. Xavier's going on a little bit of a run right now. Should be a fun game. We got NIT basketball tonight as well, and we've played it. So let's throw what we played at you tonight. One thing I've talked about this a lot over the years. One thing with the CBIs, the CITs, the NITs, and all the other Ts and tournaments that's not the NCAA tournament, coaches are much more laid back in the NIT, especially now in the modern era, right? You're lucky the players are still playing right now at some of these schools. So you're going to get, the coaches sort of take the pedal off the metal a little bit of getting on players about defense. Listen, let's go out there, have some fun, run and gun, take your shots if you're open, and let's try to win the game. But it's a more fun atmosphere, and it leads to higher scoring games. Loyola Chicago and San Jose State on the board. Listen, the Spartans are a good ATS team. Yeah, if you look at their record, what are they, 15-19 or whatever? But they're actually one of the better teams against the spread in the country. I think it's a tough spot for Loyola Chicago going cross country here. Loyola Chicago are laying 4 in this game. I think there's a live dog with the Spartans. I like the over 142. Utah Valley and San Francisco. Listen, I think the Dons are going to win this damn tournament. I think they're going to win the NIT. Plus 650 was the future price. Utah Valley are no joke, though. So I don't think it's going to be easy for San Francisco, but I think San Francisco will win this basketball game, and I like it over the 147.5. I see it just moved to 148, and we did play a money line parlay with the San Francisco Dons to win the game. Like I said, Utah Valley are pretty good, but I think San Francisco are going to win. And we got Northern Colorado in Irvine, California right now, UC Irvine, who, you could argue Irvine, were one of the teams that got sort of left out and screwed as far as the tournament is concerned, but they're not a big name, so people aren't going to complain about it. But look, put it if they would have beat UC San Diego the other night, they're in this tournament right now. UC Irvine can play. So we moneyline parlayed the Anteaters and the Dons. UC Irvine is up 8-2 right now on Northern Colorado. 45-36. Xavier made their last 4 field goals of this game. There's a nice flow to this game, and obviously the countdown to tip-off is on. There's no turning back. Our boy Paul Bovey, who's a football guru. Paul loves to lay it down on the NBA, but Paul's got a full slate of college basketball picks that he's ready to throw down. Tomorrow as the tournament is set to begin for real. Creighton and DeVille are up first. Louisville currently laying 2.5 points in this game. The total is 145.5. High Point are turning into a hipster trendy pick. Yet, you can't really, I don't really worry about what other people are doing. So if it's trendy, if it isn't, put it this way, UC San Diego or, trendy as it gets. But I still like Michigan tomorrow. High Point can play, though. Thing with High Point, and a lot of people in the modern era right now, especially with the transfer portal and the NIL stuff, High Point actually have players. They got a dude that's transferred from, Mississippi. They got another dude that played at Texas Tech. So it's not the Cinderella, High Point. Who are these kids? Whatever, dude. It's a bunch of kids that were at big-time schools that transferred to High Point to get more playing time. And now they're getting 7.5 against Purdue. We've seen a history of the Boilermakers stumble early in the NCAA tournament. I think High Point are live in this spot. Montana and Wisconsin, another early start tomorrow. Montana getting 17 points in this game against the Wisconsin Badgers, coming off their Big Ten loss against the Michigan Wolverines. If you look at Montana, I think the point spread is too high in this game. And it sort of jumped off the screen at me earlier in the week. I'm like, oh, man, yeah, I'll be on the Grizzlies in this game getting 17. Then you dig a little bit deeper, and you look, and it's like, yeah, anytime Montana played like a real team, they got lit up and smoked like a bong in the back of Snoop Dogg's tour bus. So I don't want to overthink things, though. The number is high, and, once again, like Snoop Dogg's bus, it's high, but we're going to pull the trigger on it. I'm going to be on Montana plus the 17 and hope for the best. We'll get into all these games. We'll break it down tonight. We got some golf picks, NBA, Lakers, and Nuggets. Everybody out for the Nuggets once again tonight. Lakers only laying 5, which is strange. This is Sports Rage. Break.
So my team didn't win this weekend, but I still did with this app that's taking over the game. Sports Millions Pick'em lets you make quick and easy predictions. Pick your favorite players, go higher or lower, and you can still win big even if your team loses. Plus, the multiplier is insane. With just a few picks, you can win big money. So get on it. They've got a welcome bonus to help you start off your winning streak.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I am Morency. The pitch, the players, the hustlers, the people, the bust them, everybody else in between. SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM, Channel 159. Luka, not LeBron. It's like Luka and the Lakers have begun taking on the Denver Nuggets, who once again, listen, they still have players, but Murray's not playing and Jokic isn't playing. They took a lot of heat the other night for not playing their guys against the Golden State Warriors, but I doubt that they would rest these guys again tonight, just like out of spite to say like, oh yeah, you know what, we're going to prove that these guys were really hurt, so we're going to sit them again. The plan was for them to play, but they're not playing. Lakers were only 5. I was like, really? Are the odds makers know everything right away? I was surprised the number didn't move more. The Lakers, like I said, Luka just took it home. I did a money line parlay. I took the Lakers to win and my Michigan Wolverines to win tomorrow. We're at the half right now. Texas are up by 8. Texas 47, Xavier 39. Longhorns lay 5.5 right now. In-game number at the half is 166.5. Let's bring in Brady Cannon and Cam Stewart. We got the Valspar Championship. The Masters is around the corner. The TGL playoffs are rolling, and New York comes out of nowhere after being terrible for most of the year. Finds themselves in the final. But let's start off, actually, guys, with the TPC. And the epic, the epic tournament and the strange tournament that turned into the playoff on Monday. You like Spawn coming into the weekend, Brady, and at times golf can be a challenge. I hear Cam complain. I couldn't hedge. There was nothing I can do, but we're in a perfect spot to be able to hedge because it was like it was a playoff. There were only 2 guys left, so there was an out for you. I liked Rory, but I didn't love the odds. I'm more pro Rory than you two are. And I got him at like plus 350 on Friday night. I was like, son of a bitch. I should have taken him even though he was only 8-1. But I'm not missing out on this. I took him, and then it took like forever. I had to wait till Monday, but he got it done. But what'd you think of Rory's win, Brady?
It was huge, and this sucker has gotten me twice at the Players' Championship. The 2 times he's won. In 2019, I was on Jim Furyk, who finished runner-up at 125-1, and then I'm on JJ Spawn at 110. Triple-digit odds both times he edges me out by a shot. But, I was really gifted a nice situation there. I was really hoping Spawn would make that putt on the final hole, came up about an inch short. But then the fact that it was dark and they had to wait until Monday, I was given a nice situation there where I could, crunch the numbers here. Let's figure out the hedge. And I turned a great profit. It was a really nice week for me. We had 7 picks. All 7 of my guys made the cut. 5 of them cashed the top 20 for me. And then, of course, Spawn sets me up. Wow. Didn't get the win, but had a nice hedge. It was a big week. I could only hope to be as lucky this week at the Valspar.
And guys, it's been a lot of turmoil over the last couple of years in the golf world with the LIV stuff, the LIV stuff, and the PGA and ratings this and players complaining that and the lack of stars. And, even though Scheffler's dominant, not a personality that resonates with everybody. But I'll tell you what, Cam, coming into this Masters right now, especially with Rory winning, right? And I heard them say during the broadcast, and they said it a couple of times, and I was thinking, I guess it's true. They're like the most popular player in golf. The gallery loves them. The most popular player in the game, Rory. And now suddenly Scheffler still trying to work his way back and get his hand back. But the Masters are around the corner right now, and there will be a lot of hype coming into this for the first time in a long time, like the old days with Tiger against Phil or when Garcia used to run his mouth at least and make it fun. This is going to be like a showdown. I know there's a lot of great golfers, Cam, but you got Rory coming for the Grand Slam, and you got Scheffler, who's trying to get back on track right now. A lot of hype, and it'll be a good storyline coming into the Masters right now. And the odds speak for themselves. Scheffler's plus 450, and Rory's plus 650, and then there's a big drop-off. Ludwig 13-1 after. Hell, John Rahm's getting disrespected, even at 15-1. You're like it's like, Scheffler and Rory have distanced themselves, according to everybody.
Yeah, and then the Live guys are going to come back with a vengeance. Kudos, Gabe, for your McElroy pick, and great work, Brady. I wasn't so lucky. A couple props worked out, but I got smoked. I watched Will Zalatoris, Gabe, with the lead. I had him 80-1, and then he takes an 8 and a par 4, and I haven't chucked converters against walls in a while, but my girlfriend said I was steaming. She said, your face is even more purple than usual. I go, I hate golf. I hate golf. I'm out of here. And she goes, where are you going? I go, I'm just out of here. And I went to the bar. I'm just I was raging. Every guy I had just took a quadruple bogey. But good on you guys. Good point, Gabe. Sergio's hot. Phil's hot. Rahm's coming in with anger. DeChambeau wants to prove himself. This is going to be awesome. So this is the one thing about the Masters. We get the Live guys back. And now Scheffler, to your point, guys, he's not the old Scotty. He's spraying the ball a little bit. He's missing some putts. He's still there, but he's not dominant. And that opens the door. Rory, all the other guys. So this is going to be fantastic, Gabe. A lot of open doors at the Masters, and you're getting great value and odds with some of these guys that everyone's forgotten about.
You know,
I'm
one
not
guy
like
you
a
didn't
Rory.
mention, Cam.
Well, Brooks Koepka.
one guy,
That's who I wanted to throw at you.
That's who I'm
he's
on.
another guy.
So I was going to ask
He
you.
finished runner-up.
Listen.
He finished runner-up last week, and I took him at 35.
So Freddie Couples sort of, I don't know, maybe after a few too many drinks, like said, maybe I should have said that publicly about, I was speaking of Brooks. He hates it over there. He wants to come back here.
Shut up,
Brooks is like, listen, I got a contract, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddie Cam was like, I was talking to Brooks. And, he doesn't like it. He's like, it sucks over there. Like,
how's your Champions Tour doing there, Fred? Shut up. I got.
You imagine Brooks calling him or the text? What the F, dude? What are you doing? Shut up, bro. Piss off the Saudis? Like, dude, they gave me $100 million. It's like, whoa, hey. But you read my mind, Brady, because Brooks was asked about it, and all Brooks said was, listen, I'm trying to win, tournaments with my team here, and I'm thinking about the Masters. So I was like, Brooks, Mr. Major, but we'll get your take on the other side. No one's talking about Bryson. No one's talking about Brooks coming into this thing. John Rahm 2 years ago was like Scheffler 3 years ago. Everybody thought he was the greatest golfer ever.
And he won the darn thing.
Joaquin Neiman's playing great. Bryson's there.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Being a golf star is being like a female adult triple X star.
Yeah,
you're not a star for long until someone else comes along.
That's true. And there's a lot.
Which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room? Like, you giving like the Any Given Sunday inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like, I just don't get how he is still employed. We got to talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
They're also showing a little bit more propensity to take the pull-up jumper, which I think is important for them. Aiden Holloway's been better. Brant Nelson's getting staying out of foul trouble. Clifford Murray is attacking the offensive boards and being the defensive threat that they need. If Alabama can defend, and they make a run, and they win the SEC tournament, I think they're the fourth number one seed.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. That magical time of the year when everyone suddenly becomes a basketball expert. Highlight watching, mascot picking, bracket stressing. Sound familiar? Skip the guesswork with Bracket Central. Real expert picks, trusted analysis, and zero stress. Because choosing teams by mascot cuteness isn't exactly a winning strategy. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. The Wicked Wednesday continues. I am Morency. All right, let's get down to business. So we got the Valspar Championship. Tommy Fleetwood is the favorite in the 11 to 12 to 1 range, plus 1150. I see currently Xander's 15 to 1, Sepp Straka 17, JT Justin Thomas, who always feels due, is 22 to 1, Sam Burns 24 to 1, Tom Kim Tom Kim sounds like a name you would use checking into a hotel, like under an alias, like you're with a hooker or something.
Incognito.
What's your name?
Exactly.
Tom Kim. You
Tom
start
Kim.
looking at the guy, Tom Kim.
That's so good. It's so true. It's
Corey,
Tom Kim.
Tom Kim. Like, it's
It's
just,
real
it's
cool,
just,
Tom Kim.
it's suspicious. Like, all right, you know what I mean? All right, Tom Kim.
Right.
Corey Connors. Corey Connors, 32-1. Shane Lowry, 32-1. Michael Kim, 32-1. Willie Z, as Cam was just talking about, Will Zalatoris, 45-1. Some pretty good golfers here, Brady, in the 45-1 range I'm looking at, like Byung-Yun Han, Keith Mitchell, Adam Scott, 50-1. Hell, Detry's won this year. He's 50-1. What some pretty good odds on these guys, Brady, actually.
Yeah, no doubt. And Cam is definitely privy to this. These odds really went nuts depending on what time of the day these guys tee off. Weather has been a huge story here. It's going to blow in the Tampa area, Palm Harbor, Florida. Supposed to blow Thursday afternoon and then Friday morning. So it looks like the guys that are teeing off early on Thursday and late on Friday have an advantage. Now, I'm not so sure how, black and white the advantage is going to be. Early in the week, it looked like it was no doubt about it. They had a huge advantage. It looks like it's cooled off a little bit, but I think no matter what, they are going to have an edge. So you've seen the guys that are teeing off on the early wave, you've seen their numbers crash, and you've seen the guys that are teeing off late, their numbers at some books have gone through the roof, like total overreaction. Some guys that were like 40-1 are now at 100-1. I mean, just crazy stuff. I'm on 3 guys that are going off early and 3 guys that are going off late. I'm okay with that. I hate to see a disadvantage like that because of the weather where half the field is cooked. So I hope, we get a fair shake for everybody. But on the early wave, I went with Fleetwood. You guys know I don't often go to the very top of the board, but I think Tommy is far and away the best player in this field. He's finished third here before. I think he's ready. He's having a great year. I got him at 12-1. I've seen his odds drop as low as 9 because, again, he's in that early wave. I also took Steven Yeager, the Jaeger bomb, Cam, Mike Carver, Keith Stewart. We're all on Jaeger bombs this week. He's also teeing off in the early wave. And then my long bomb this week, 150-1, also teeing off early on Thursday, is Andrew Putnam. We'll see.
That.
And the other 3 guys I really like too, Griffin, Lucas Glover, and JT Poston, but they're all teeing off late. So, hopefully, again, they get a fair shake, but Poston and Glover were great at the Players' Championship last week. Griffin's had a great season. So, it's another 6-pack where I think, I've got a few guys in there that ought to do pretty well.
What kind of golfers are we looking for here, guys? I'll throw it to you first, Brady. What kind of guys are we looking for? Like we talk about wind players, bad weather players. I sort of noticed you got a bunch of Europeans on your card, to be honest, but what kind of player, short game, long game, what kind of player, is this course ideal for?
It's a very difficult golf course, narrow fairways. You've got to be accurate off the tee, ball striking. It's really the theme of the Florida swing. You really have to be a sharp iron player and a sharp player off the tee. And then you hope to have a hot putter and you can scramble and stuff. I don't believe the short game is really as big on the Florida swing as it might be in other parts of the country. It's so much about getting off the tee and just, being spot on with the irons and hitting greens in regulation. And that's what you really have here at this golf course. Find the fairways, find the greens, and then hope you find a hot putter.
Cam, what do you think? What kind of golfers are you looking for here? Seems like good putters. It sounds generic, but in Florida, putting really does matter, like he said.
The thing about Florida, Gabe, is the winds pick up. So you need guys who can control their ball flight. And that's the thing. And Rory won that tournament in Florida. A lot of the reason because he outdrives everybody and he just smokes the ball. And he also if he's playing well with his wedges, he has a significant driving advantage over everybody. I kind of have some interesting players. I have the same Brady. I like Fleetwood first-round leader, too. He's been bet down to 16, but Lucas Glover, 45. You like him. Alex Smalley from Duke could be a good weekend for the Blue Devils, 55. Jacob Bridgman is hot right now. We talk about Jaeger bombs, and Jake Afternoon Knapp, in my opinion, is a guy that's totally underrated and win this tournament with a hot putter.
Yeah,
he had a hot couple of rounds 2 weeks ago, that dude. That's for sure. More with Brady on your side. Let's roll.
which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room? Like you giving like the Any Given Sunday inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like I just don't get how he is still employed. We gotta talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
They're also showing a little bit more propensity to take the pull-up jumper, which I think is important for them. Aiden Holloway's been better. Brant Nelson's getting this thing out of foul trouble. Clifford Murray is attacking the offensive boards and being the defensive threat that they need. If Alabama can defend, and they make a run, and they win the SEC tournament, I think they're the fourth number one seed.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. That magical time of the year when everyone suddenly becomes a basketball expert. Highlight watching, mascot picking, bracket stressing. Sound familiar? Skip the guesswork with Bracket Central. Real expert picks, trusted analysis, and zero stress. Because choosing teams by mascot cuteness isn't exactly a winning strategy. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Lakers and Nuggets going after it right now. You know, we've had our eye on the NBA, even though we're in college mode. We're talking golf right now. What's the updated score? 33-16 for the Lakers right now. Second half has started. Xavier hanging around here, guys. They're down by 6. Texas got up a little bit early, but Xavier have been chipping away. One thing, I would expect Xavier to go on a run here in the second half. I'm on Texas, but Conwell's their best player, and he got 3 fouls pretty early in the first half, so he's going to be on the floor more after. We're on Texas. We're on the over. We got a bunch of player props. All right, we're talking golf, though, right now. One, I brought up Justin Thomas, guys. I'll ask you, Brady, first about him with JT. I don't know if he wins. I mean, he's 22-1. Not a terrible number, but at this golf course in this tournament, I see his last seven entries. He's played 7 times. He's finished in the top 20 5 times. So I see no reason why not to pull the trigger on JT. I know we were talking about the volatility with the weather, but what do you think about Justin Thomas this week?
Yeah, a couple things. You know, first and foremost, he's in the late wave. He will go off late on Thursday. So there's at least half a strike against him, if not a full couple of strikes. It just depends on what the weather does. But he was 14 or 15-1, and now his odds have been bumped because he got that, the bad wave. So he's 22 or whatever. But not slowing down the bettors at BetMGM. Highest ticket count percentage. And I thought I didn't guess any of these guys. Cam, you'll find this interesting too. Highest ticket count at BetMGM, number 1 is Xander Schauffele. Very odd there.
Wow. That's nuts to me because he's not in form.
Number 2. Right. Number 2, Justin Thomas. So maybe these people aren't aware of the weather or something. They're seeing 22-1 and they're going
seeing
crazy
bigger
on
names.
Justin Thomas.
They're getting attracted by the star names, right? They don't see Rory, they don't see Scheffler, but they're like, oh, Xander's there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third highest ticket count is Michael Kim. Highest handle.
That's interesting.
Highest handle is Sepp Straka and then Schauffele and Kim. Biggest liability.
Straka's not a bad play, though. It seems like I was going to bring him up.
And
there seems like a lot of so-called
down.
sharps like him, right?
Yeah, and he's in the early wave. And so he was like 25-1 or whatever. His number came crashing down when the tee times came out and they saw that he had an early tee time. People really jumped on Straka at that point. That's why he's such a big liability. He's the third biggest liability at BetMGM. Michael Kim is the second biggest. And again, surprising, Xander Schauffele, the biggest liability at BetMGM.
I want to tell you, Gabe, I had Thomas last week for the Players, and he shoots a 6 over into the first round, and then he ties a course record in the second round. I'm like, that's great. But why is he shooting 6 over in the first round? That's my point. Like, thank you. You kept me alive in my survivor pool by tying a course record, but that's the problem betting on Thomas. And I don't understand how he became this volatile guy. Like, he plays great on hard courses. He's great at majors. And all of a sudden, he just has these rounds where he loses his mind, and then he focuses, and then he looks like the best player in the world. Brady can attest to this.
I do think he's close. I do think he's close. Eventually, he's going to put 3 or 4 rounds together.
You're right.
And I'm not going to bet him at the Masters, and I may never again. He's one of the worst putters at Augusta. And I was on him the year Hideki won. I think it was 2021.
True.
JT was playing great that year, and he just can't putt at Augusta. So I won't be on him for the Masters, but he is very close. I mean, that 62 that he shot, he was good the week before at Bay Hill too. He is starting to really show some stuff, some signs that he could be back in full JT mode.
Brady Cannon with us for a couple of more minutes. All right, Brady. So March Madness has begun. There's been some pretty fun playing games so far in Dayton, and we got a good one going on right now. It's 50-46. Early in the second half, Xavier and Texas, close game right now. What are you looking at, Brady? What did you pull the trigger on with tomorrow's college basketball games? And what are you going to do in Vegas tomorrow? Are you going to do the rounds at all? You got a place where you go? You don't seem like someone that wants to be in a massive crowd for March Madness, but I doubt you're sitting at home just watching alone. What's your plan tomorrow?
I'll go under the radar. I do have a friend that's coming to town, and he's going to, belly up at a sports book, but not like Circa, not one of the big, hype ones. I think will be a little bit more subdued. I'll go visit him for a little bit, check out some games. One game I'm not going to bet is UC San Diego and your Michigan Wolverines. I have seen a lot of sharp people on both sides of this game, and I don't know which way to go on that one. So I'm going to lay off on that one. The Tritons of San Diego have been great. Michigan's hot. I'm going to stay away from that one. As far as a couple of the big favorites, I took Texas Tech over UNC Wilmington, and I took Tennessee over Wofford. A couple of dogs, I took Yale plus 7.5 against Texas A&M. I took McNeese State plus 7.5 against Clemson. And then, Gabe, in the first segment, you were talking about High Point being a sexy dog. I didn't take them plus the points. I think he can get as many as 8 now against the Boilermakers, but I took the over in the game. I took over 152.5, and I've seen it up to 153.5. I think that's the better play. And High Point certainly might cover the number as well, but I really like playing over the total in that one.
Yeah, there's going to be some pace in that game. High Point's going to want to push the pace, and I brought it up earlier too. High Point have athletes in this modern era and stuff. They got a bunch of transfers on their team. So it's not as if though they're, this is a massive Cinderella story. They got kids that have played in the SEC, Texas Tech, the Big 12. So they have some ballers on this team. They got size as well, and Purdue don't have size. It's an issue. And for the record, guys, with Purdue, there's some word on the street that Smith might transfer, actually. Right? So that's not good. Well, one of your best players, there's there's a buzz that he's unhappy with the direction of the program, and he's going to transfer. This one has the upset all over it. And how about this one, guys, with McNeese State? I still like them. They're another trendy one, but their coach is leaving for NC State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's kind of bizarre, right? Like he's coaching.
Well, it's like, how are the players going to react? Are they going to be like, win one for the Gipper, or are they going to be like, screw you, get out of here? You don't know how they're going to react to that, and that's the gamble that you take here. But another game I bet was
Could they have waited? Could they have waited? Like, why would you do that right before the game?
No, you know what?
Like, why?
You know what though? I was going to talk about this later, but I somewhat respect him in a way. I don't listen. These coaches are all snakes. They all throw their teams under the bus in a heartbeat. But but he could have lied, right? How many times you see this all the time, Brady, in college, right? I'm not going anywhere. Like 8 hours later, there's a new press conference, right? Will Wade didn't lie. He goes, he goes, I told my players it's happening, and he goes, why would I lie to you guys right now? It's going to come out, right? But
so
the
maybe
difference
that's
is,
a
it's
really
funny.
good mental state for this team. Then
they
know, hey guys, here let's go get it. I'm not quitting.
And he also told his players too.
I like that.
He also told his players before. He said you should always look out for your best interests, and he said I encourage you. If if a Kentucky wants you, God bless you, go there, right? Like
I like.
And don't forget, tomorrow too, there'll be kids. It'll be like, man, if I really play well, I'm going to go with him to NC State. He's going to bring me with him.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. So, there could be. That
I just haven't been all
there.
that high on Clemson. And another team I haven't really liked all year. They've had a couple of spots where they should have shown up and upset teams as a home dog, and that's Baylor. I'm going to go against Baylor as well. I think Mississippi State gets them as a short favorite. You can even play money line there. I think they're only about a 1.5-point favorite over Baylor.
My head is spinning with all these injury reports in my head, Brady, but Baylor have like big man problems. Like they're a small lineup. Right, due to injuries right now, like they're playing like 4 guards essentially. Mississippi State size is going to be a problem for them. I agree with you. I like Mississippi State. Like Baylor, they can't get stops because they're too small right now. Thanks, Brady.
Which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room? Like you giving like the Any Given Sunday inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like I just don't get how he is still employed. We gotta talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
They're also showing a little bit more propensity to take the pull-up jumper, which I think is important for them. Aiden Holloway has been better. Brant Nelson's staying out of foul trouble. Clifford Laurie is attacking the offensive boards and being the defensive threat that they need. If Alabama can defend, and they make a run, and they win the SEC tournament, I think they're the 4th number 1 seed.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. That magical time of the year when everyone suddenly becomes a basketball expert. Highlight watching, mascot picking, bracket stressing. Sound familiar? Skip the guesswork with Bracket Central. Real expert picks, trusted analysis, and zero stress. Because choosing teams by mascot cuteness isn't exactly a winning strategy. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
We're rolling. This is SportsRage. I'm Morency, SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. We got a fun basketball game going on right now. I thought this one was going to be close. It is, although Texas are hanging on to their lead, 57-50 for the Longhorns right now. 166.5 total, just went to 169.5. They're laying 5.5 right now. We're on the over. We're on the Texas Longhorns. We got some player props in this game, too. Let's just get a quick update of the player props. We'll bring Popovy in. I thought that, listen, I played Conwell over points. I was going to play Trey Johnson over points, Texas Longhorns. Going to be a lottery pick. But Texas are deeper than Xavier. So Texas have like multiple guys that can score. They get a lot of putbacks and second chance points and stuff like that. And I thought that Conwell would just sort of go off for Xavier. He got into the early foul trouble. So to get you caught to date right now for the player prop players out there, Conwell is stalled right now due to the fouls. He's got 7 points only. So Conwell's got 7 points. And as far as Trey Johnson is concerned, he's up to 15 right now. We played Trey Johnson over 1.5 3-point shots made. He's 2 for 3. So that's one. His prop was 20.5. He's at 15 right now. Let's bring in Paul Bovey, 59.50 for the Longhorns. And the Lakers are rolling the Denver Nuggets right now. Paul, good to see you, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah, doing all right, Gabe. Cam, how you guys doing? Great to be here. Sorry I missed you last week, but we'll try to make up for it tonight.
So did you get in on this? So now you're back in North America, Paul. In America now, different time zones throwing you off. Any action in these late night NBA games for you?
Yeah, these time zones are killer. I went to Vegas for 4 days, so segue from we're Philippines to Vegas and now here, but in Cleveland. So East Coast now, passed by the stadium the other day. Cleveland Indians baseball coming up, and then the Cavaliers happen to be on the road right now. Unfortunately,
baseball. What are you doing in Cleveland?
I'm not even laughing about the Guardians Indian thing. I just like you casually. Oh yeah, I passed the stadium. Cleveland baseball coming up.
That
You're gonna be there for a game next week.
That was a great segue, Gabe. That was awesome.
Yeah,
I love you.
Well, you know what? I am on.
I didn't know if you passed the Brown Stadium or the Guardians. I don't know.
The funny thing is, you're just going through this rural, depleted area, and then you get to the stadium, and then you pass the stadium, and you're back in this rural, depleted area. So I will tell you, I will not be hanging out in Cleveland very long. I mean, maybe I was in the wrong part of town. I don't know. But anyway, I am on these basketball games. I do have some action coming up tomorrow. I have the Bulls tonight. I don't even know the score at this point, but I do know the Knicks took the night off. I don't know what happened over there in San Antonio, but it was pretty damn ugly.
All right, so the Chicago Bulls, 38-33 for Phoenix right now. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. The Bulls are 8.5 in game, total 220.5 right now. That's the Bulls game. And how about last night? Tracy Morgan collapsed on the court, threw up on the court. He said it was food poisoning. So yeah, bad omen for the Knicks. When Tracy Morgan's going down, throwing up courtside, Paul. But yeah, it seems like the Knicks are sort of going through a little bit of a. It's not the best atmosphere, right? Hart and Thibodeau are getting into it all the time now. What do you think about the Knicks moving forward now? And with the Brunson, it's inevitable, that they're going to get hurt. It's just like you can't have good things. Because I thought the Knicks lineup is good, bro, when they're all there, but they're not all there. And it's never going to mesh together, I don't think. It's almost going to be like the new Sixers or something, I think, Paul.
Well, I will tell you this. Tibbs has not played his starters a long time. The last 2 games, they've not cracked 40 minutes. And that's actually a plus. Maybe that injury to Brunson taught him something. They got to go into the playoffs healthy, particularly Anunoby. As I mentioned before, they were 26-5 with him last year in the lineup. But tonight wasn't good. But at least the role players are getting some minutes here. So maybe when Brunson comes back, things will gel. But, hey, it was ugly tonight. They got the Wizards on Saturday, so maybe they can make things right there. And we got a few interesting games coming up. Saturday's a full card. We'll see what happens. But, of course, we got college basketball center stage right now.
The Lakers are murdering the Denver Nuggets right now, 53-29. No LeBron, obviously, for Paul to break down the plus minus and how LeBron is actually a minus. But
hold on a second.
All kidding aside, Luka's running the team and they're doing fine. They're plus 17.
Brother, I'm not giving you a pass here. The last 8 games that LeBron played, okay, they were a plus 10. Luka was a plus 68. They outscored the opposition by 65.
I'm not Rich Paul. I'm not LeBron's agent. What are you coming to me for about it?
Yeah, he likes Luka.
No passes. No passes here, okay? All right? No passes. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, Luka's a robust plus 17 right now, Paul. He's got 21 points. Plus 17. There's no Luka, there's no Jamal Murray, though, for the Nuggets tonight. I was surprised. The number was 5. I didn't really move. I was like, wow, I thought it'd be a little bit higher than that. All right, we'll get into some college on the other side. We'll get people caught up to date what's going on right now. So NBA, these are the Degenerate Weasel specials. Utah and Washington are playing. Utah's up 107-90. You bet this game, Cam? What are you on the Wizards? And they're down by 17?
No, I'm actually doing something right. I'm on the Jazz. It was my dumpster. I always give those guys a dumpster play when I do in-game live. I said I love the Jazz tonight. And I got 2.5, so hopefully they can bring it home. By the way, Gabe, tickets $2 for that, but the fee $2.85, $4.85 to get in the building tonight. Wizards and Jazz. What a deal!
Yeah. Insane.
I don't know if I'd still want to go. I'd be like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Still, you still have to park somewhere. You still have to go.
Yeah,
like,
true. That's true. Yeah.
I was going to say, and plus all the money you spend on drinks at the game, but it's Utah. I think they have like one beer stand in the stadium, like somewhere.
That's good call. Yeah.
Paul's ripping on Cleveland now. Let's take some Salt Lake shots here.
Yes, everybody.
I'd rather be in Cleveland.
Which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room? Like, you giving like the Any Given Sunday inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like, I just don't get how he is still employed. We gotta talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
They're also showing a little bit more propensity to take the pull-up jumper, which I think is important for them. Aiden Holloway's been better. Brant Nelson's getting this thing out of foul trouble. Clifford Murray is attacking the offensive boards and being the defensive threat that they need. If Alabama can defend, and they make a run, and they win the SEC tournament, I think they're the 4th number 1 seed.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. That magical time of the year when everyone suddenly becomes a basketball expert. Highlight watching, mascot picking, bracket stressing. Sound familiar? Skip the guesswork with Bracket Central. Real expert picks, trusted analysis, and zero stress. Because choosing teams by mascot cuteness isn't exactly a winning strategy. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Oh, boy, somebody just went down on Texas. We'll see if he's all right. Xavier hadn't scored a bucket in a bunch of minutes. They finally just scored 62 to 54, so the game has slowed down a little bit because Xavier's struggling. We'll get into the bonus pretty soon. I think the dude's all right. I don't know if he got hit in the stomach or something with an elbow, but he'll be fine. So Paul Bovey in the house with us. Countdown to tip-off is on. Tomorrow we got a plethora of games in the morning. This is it. It's March Madness, baby. And it starts with Creighton and Louisville. I'm on the West Coast, so 9:15 in the morning, noon 15 on the East Coast. Then they got High Point and Purdue slated in here. I flip-flop. I don't know if I flip-flop, guys. The Creighton-Louisville game, it's a tough one. Like, you know what I mean? Especially for betting purposes. And, Paul, surprisingly enough, I won't bet on every. That's like the one. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to force a pick on that game. But High Point and Purdue, this one does intrigue me. High Point are they're a very good offensive team. They score 82 points a game. They're going to push the pace. But they also have some size. They don't just take threes. They score like a lot of points inside the paint. They've got some big bodies, Paul, and they're unlike like some of these, like Mount St. Mary's or like an American University just played tonight or whatever. They're challenged, like as far as talent. High Point are really good because they got a bunch of transfers. I don't know where they got the money, but they got a kid from Mississippi. They got a kid from Texas Tech. Like, they've got dudes that have played in big-time conferences before on the team, and that's why they're as good as they are. And we've seen Purdue struggle, and also Purdue don't have size. After they don't have Zach Edey anymore. So they got good guard play, but they're kind of small, Purdue. High Point could really, if High Point get going early here, Purdue could be in trouble, Paul, and lose this game outright, I think. I like the 8 points, and it seems like the over of this game is getting pretty trendy right now.
Yeah, I like the over. I played it at 153.5. And look, High Point is going to run the court and they're going to score. Purdue, look, they gave up 86 points to Michigan. Michigan was 22 of 32 inside the arc. And I went over the last 5 games. Opposition has converted 95 of 161 inside the arc. It's quite a high percentage. So I don't think much of Purdue's defense, and I think High Point is going to be able to score. And certainly I think Purdue is going to follow suit. So I would lean to the points here with High Point. I took their team total over, and I went to the high side of 153.5. I think this game gets into the 160s, and you'll cash tickets there.
Paul Bovey kicking it with us. Yeah, 153.5. Right now in that game. So we got Creighton and Louisville. That's the first game up. Louisville are 2.5-point favorites over Creighton. The total is 145.5. High Point, the total is currently 153.5 right now. Here comes Xavier. They cut the lead to 5. High Point, Panthers getting 8. Montana, Paul. And I know, Paul, you didn't play this game yet, but was there a reason you just decided to pass on Montana, Wisconsin? It's a lot of points for the Badgers to be laying. The problem is when Montana step up in class, they generally do get punched in the mouth. This isn't like we're not playing against the South Dakotas of the world anymore right now. So they're getting 17. SIU Edwardsville's getting 29. Houston won by like 42 last year in the opening round. Alabama State just won on the first game here the other night. They're getting 32 against Auburn. McNeese State's a trendy one too, Paul, and for people who are unaware, Will Wade, their coach, former LSU coach, vagabond, these guys, they're a snake. They're like, they sell you bad cars and move on to a new town. They're like the guy in Buffalo, Cam, that does the carpet. There's a lot of, he goes, I'm not like some sleazy used car dealer that you go see here. He goes, we sell carpets like for less and a good price.
We sell mattresses for less, a lot less.
It's a guy, Paul. He sells
he looks like Hulk Hogan.
He sells like furniture and upholstery in Buffalo.
Yeah.
He does like live ads, so he literally comes on live, and he's pretty good. Like he's like this total just right out of a movie type of thing. He's like, we sell mattresses for less, a lot less. Yeah. And he starts saying, I don't mind. You can sit on my mattress. And then he goes, I'm not like some used car salesman. There's a lot of sleazy used car salesmen, as we know, in this city. And he goes, come on down. Then in the next break, Paul, he comes back and he's like, listen, I want to apologize to the used car salesman. There's some good guys in the city. Like, I imagine his phone blew up during the break.
I love that guy.
His phone. He's like, listen, there's some good.
which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room? Like, you giving like the Any Given Sunday inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like, I just don't get how he is still employed. We gotta talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
They're also showing a little bit more propensity to take the pull-up jumper, which I think is important for them. Aiden Holloway's been better. Brant Nelson's getting this thing out of foul trouble. Clifford Murray is attacking the offensive boards and being the defensive threat that they need. If Alabama can defend, and they make a run, and they win the SEC tournament, I think they're the fourth number one seed.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. That magical time of the year when everyone suddenly becomes a basketball expert. Highlight watching, mascot picking, bracket stressing. Sound familiar? Skip the guesswork with Bracket Central. Real expert picks, trusted analysis, and zero stress. Because choosing teams by mascot cuteness isn't exactly a winning strategy. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Xavier aren't going away. This game's getting real right now, and the points are starting to slow down. I'm not a fan of this as somebody that was crushing the in-game overs before. A lot of stuff on the line here. Texas are having a hard time scoring, and everything that Xavier went like 3, 4, 5 minutes or whatever. They had like a basket, and now Xavier is scoring, but Texas can't score suddenly. There's 8.5 left, and it's a 3-point game now. Texas are in the bonus already. Texas, like a lot of these teams, their issues turning the ball over, and it's showing right now, the Texas Longhorns. Speaking of which, Paul, one of the games tomorrow night, and we're going to be on live tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, so we'll be on for the Michigan game tomorrow night against UC San Diego. That's what a lot of people are hanging their hat on, Paul, with the Tritons tomorrow against Michigan. That UC San Diego are one of the better teams in the country at creating turnovers and scoring off of turnovers in transition. And the Michigan Wolverines are very careless with the basketball. Like their point guard turns it over. Danny Wolf's a good player, but he thinks he's like Larry Bird and he handles the ball too much and he turns it over. Michigan limited their turnovers in the Big Ten tournament, and they won the Big Ten tournament. There's also the key tomorrow that UC San Diego will be undersized against Michigan. They don't have any big men on the team. Their tallest player is like barely 6'7.5" type deal, 6'8", and he's really probably 6'6" in reality. And Michigan have a 7-footer and a 6'11" tomorrow, Paul. It's an interesting game tomorrow night in Denver. What do you think?
It really is an interesting game. I'm going to go with the hot team. Look, UC San Diego, the Tritons have won 15 games in a row, and I think Michigan has been a little fortunate. They come in and out of that Wisconsin game with a 6-point win, 7 of 39 from beyond the arc by the Badgers. Then they had 3 games in a row. They lost. Then they won a few games, beat Maryland by a point. And as I mentioned, they did destroy Purdue. But I think they're going to be a little over their head here, and I like the hot team. I don't think a lot of Michigan. I think they were very lucky against Wisconsin. I cannot believe Wisconsin, such a 3-point shooting dynamo team, throwing up all these bricks. But they did. Michigan prevails.
Paul Bovey in the house with us. Paul, you had lipstick come on your card, but you scratched it. What was the deal with this game against Iowa State? Iowa State laying 14.5.
I don't know. I like the Bisons. I really do. They got a great player there. But 6'7", 20 points a game, 40% from three. But I just went back and forth. And when I struggle with a number and I say, yeah, looks good, then I tend to back off. There's enough on the menu to choose from where I don't have to take a game where I'm a little bit iffy.
All right, let's talk about another trendy. We talked about actually, you know what? We went to the break when I brought up McNeese State. So, yeah, so their coach, as I stated, their coach was leaving, guys, and he could have lied, and it looks bad, right? Remember Scott Frost did that, guys, right?
Yeah.
He was on the field like, with UCF. These are my guys, and how dare you ask me about if I'm going to Nebraska? I would die for these kids here. An hour later, he's the coach of Nebraska. Right? It's like, dude, like you lose all cred. So I like Will Wade going, guys, I didn't want to BS you. Yes, I'm going. He told he beat the media scoop. It's different, though. I always get a kick, Paul and Cam. I always bring this story up, Paul, about Michigan winning the national championship in 1989. Remember in the old days, Bill Frieder, the guy with the white hair, Bill Frieder was the coach of the Michigan Wolverines. And legendary football coach Bo Schembechler became the athletic director for a couple of years there. They didn't have an AD, and they were like, whatever, Bo will do it. And so Bo was the AD, and Bill Frieder walked into his office and told him, listen, Bo, and it was literally 3 days before the tournament was starting. And he said, listen, Bo, I just took the Arizona State job. He goes, I had the weather and my wife, whatever. He told him the reason why. And he's like, I just need to change my life, and I'm going to retire at Arizona State. And Bo got up and shook his hand and said, congratulations, Bill. I wish you the best of luck in Arizona. He goes, you got 30 minutes to clean your office up. Frieder told him, I won't tell anybody until after the tournament's over, but I'm going to go to Arizona State. And Bo got up. And came, that's like Michigan way. He got up. He goes, congratulations. He goes, you got 30 minutes to clean your office out.
That's so funny.
And Bo had no idea. So Bo picks up the phone and he calls one of his assistants. And he goes, hey, listen. He goes, who the F is the and he was dropping bombs. Like I read the book. He's like, who the F is the assistant coach on this basketball team anyways? And they're like, Steve Fisher, sir. And he's like, get Fisher in my office. And he tells Fisher, Frieder's out. Frieder's going to Arizona State. You're going to coach the team in a tournament. Steve Fisher never been a head coach before. They won the national championship.
That's
just
a great
said.
story.
Yeah. They won the national championship.
Congratulations. You have 30 minutes to leave the premises.
Yeah, he told him. He got up. He's got up, shook his hand. Congratulations, Bill. He was all nice. Because you got 30 minutes to clean your office out. He told him, you got to get off the campus now. You're not. And Bill was like, whoa. No one knows, Bo. I came to you. Nobody knows. And the old Michigan man. Bo said, you're not a Michigan man. We need a Michigan man. You're out. And then Schembechler actually studied up on the basketball team. And Michigan were they were kind of not North Carolina, but they were 20-12 type thing. They were okay, but nobody thought they were, they were a 4 seed or whatever, 5 seed, I think, in the tournament. And Bo motivated them. He looked up a little story about each one of them. He's like, you've always been a diva. You've been overrated your entire life. When are you going to step up, Rice? And then he went one by one through everybody football style. and they went on and they won 6 games in a row and they won. And then Fisher became the coach in the Fab Five and everything. So I couldn't help but think if I was McNeese State, I'd tell Wade, all right, go to NC State. You're done. You're not coaching in the tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a difference, Cam. McNeese State's not Michigan. McNeese State needs Will.
He's got Bo Schembechler.
Michigan's get the hell out of here. McNeese is man, we're lucky he's coaching. He didn't leave.
Bo Schembechler, that guy puts in a pretzel. There's no AD's like him. That's the thing. Yeah. Big, different dude. That's a great story.
But see, Will Wade, the McNeese State coach, he's taking the NC State job, but he's coaching McNeese State. But he was pretty honest, and he said he told his players that, you guys get a better offer. That's what life is all about and all that. So I don't really think it hurts them. And anything, they could just go out there and have fun. He could be super aggressive, and I don't fully trust Clemson, sort of like Purdue, Paul. What's your take on that one?
I just don't have an opinion on it. I looked at the game, and again, I struggle with it. And, it could flip either way. And I understand what you're saying. And, honesty, there's something to be said about integrity. And we'll see how that plays out. It could work either way. So I'm going to take a step back on that game. I'll watch it. Maybe I'll look at it live. I have been playing quite a few of these games live, and that's been working out pretty good.
Speaking of which, 69-67 Texas. This game really is coming down to the wire right now. 6.5 minutes left. Another trendy underdog, Drake. Drake getting 6.5 against the Missouri Tigers. Polar opposite styles. We've talked about Drake, guys. This isn't your typical Drake team either. They're basically like Division II national champions. Their coach was the coach at Northwest Missouri State, and he brought over basically the entire team essentially. So they're veteran dudes that have won big games before. Now you're throwing them into this tournament. I just don't know if they're going to be athletic enough to keep up with Missouri for 40 minutes. We'll get Paul's take on the other side.
So my team didn't win this weekend, but I still did with this app that's taking over the game. Sports Millions Pick'em lets you make quick and easy predictions. Pick your favorite players, go higher or lower, and you can still win big even if your team loses. Plus, the multiplier is insane. With just a few picks, you can win big money. So get on it. They've got a welcome bonus to help you start off your winning streak.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Well, Xavier have come all the way back, and they've got the momentum, and they have the lead. I'm not going to say for the first time, but for the first time since, the beginning of the game, and hell, even then, Texas has been leading all night, essentially. They were up by, I think, 13 briefly, and Xavier might have been 10, 12, 13, but nevertheless, Xavier have gone on an 8-0 scoring run. That's the thing with college teams, man. They go in these little lulls. Texas has right now Texas are in one. Xavier have 8 points. Texas have missed 9 of their last 11 shots. There's 4.5 minutes left, and suddenly Texas are down by 4, and the point spread is like, it was 2.5, 3, depending on your situation. They just hit a bucket, 78-76. Hell of a game going on. Basically exactly like I thought it was going to go. We've already hit the over, and I played it in-game over, 164.5. We're at 156 right now with 4 minutes left. So I don't want to say it's going to get there, but it'll get there. That's 173.5 right now in-game. Oh, my God. How did that not go in for Texas? Oh, my God. They just missed like a tip. And this game is wild, guys. 78-76, 3.5 left right now. Paul Bovey in the house with us. So, Paul, I was talking about Drake's experience. You got Missouri, more athletic team. They're going to be crashing the boards, and they're going to want to pick up the tempo. And, of course, Drake play the slowest tempo in the tournament, actually. What are your thoughts on the game? Do you believe Drake are one of these sleeper teams?
All right. Look, Drake, you mentioned the contrast of styles. Drake has held their opponents over the last 8 games, 7 of them, to less than 60 points in regulation. There was one team that went over. They scored 61. And obviously, on the other side, all they want to do is run the court and score. So which style wins out? And I say that Drake is going to frustrate him. They'll frustrate Mizzou, and I think the game will grind down enough that they could stay close. Obviously, if you're taking points, and I took 6.5, you want a low-scoring game because the points become a lot more valuable, and you don't want this game getting into the 140s, 150s. I think the total's in the mid-130s. So I like Drake to keep this one close. I think they can do it. They've shown a history of holding the opponent down. And look, I think they'll frustrate Missouri. I really do. And I think ultimately Drake cashes the ticket.
Drake getting 6.5, 133, Cam. I know you like this. You're riding the Drake bandwagon. I think they could frustrate Missouri too, guys. But I think Missouri will find a way to win. I know what I mean? But a lower, if it's lower scoring, that's what Drake is going to want here. I think, my gut tells me Missouri survived, but I don't want to I wouldn't lay the 6.5 with them.
We don't like those correlated bets, Gabe, but this one actually makes sense to Paul's point because Drake's done. You can't get in a track meet with Missouri. Drake will just want to play long shot cloths. They'll hit their shots. They play aggressive D. They get in your face. But the one thing why I like Drake too, Gabe, Missouri's not great away from home. And that's the one thing about this Missouri team, their home road dichotomies. Now you're in the tournament in a different spot. Drake has these kids, you talked about it, Division II winners, experience, great coaching. They're the type of team to really piss off Missouri and frustrate them. And if Missouri shots aren't falling, they could be in big trouble with Drake.
Paul?
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm going Drake, man. There's no changing, no nothing. Yeah, I'd rather have the 7. It did open 7, but 7.5. But 6.5 should be good enough.
And before we get you out of here, Paul, Arizona, the Wildcats, a basketball team who I think people are sleeping on a little bit coming into this tournament. I think they can go on a run, actually, and in fact, we'll get into the Sweet 16 odds after, but Arizona to make the Sweet 16 right now is minus 200, actually. I thought it was a little bit better. It was earlier in the week. It's gone up. But Arizona get Akron, Paul. Is this the highest total? Right, 166.5. Let's see. I think it is. I don't see anything else off the top of my head here. I'm looking. We got a bunch in the mid 50s and stuff, but Robert Morris and Bama, guys, is 165.5. So it's right there. North Carolina, Ole Miss, 156. But nevertheless, Akron and Arizona on Friday night, we got a total of 166.5 right now, Paul. The Zips are getting 14.5 against Arizona.
Sometimes you just can't set the total high enough. I mean, Arizona score. They just got snuffed by Houston. I think they scored 64 points. Iowa State held them to 76. But other than that, they've been in the 80s. Akron just placed street ball. 190 points in the game combined with Toledo and they play a max schedule, they're going to have a lot of trouble stopping Arizona here. And I think it's just going to be an up and down game. And Arizona, off that last performance, they're going to want to put up points. They're going to want to, make a statement. So I don't think they could make this one high enough, or they did make it high enough at 66.5, whatever, 67, whatever it is. And this thing could get to 180. Look, that Toledo game, I went over in the second half, and it was just stealing, I mean, that's it.
Paul Bovey with us. And Paul, I didn't realize Brian and Michigan State are actually in Cleveland. I still loved how you're opening. I passed the stadium, Cleveland Indians baseball.
Yeah.
He goes, once you pass the stadium, I won't be spending a lot of time here in this city. Got Brian and Michigan State. Yeah, and you know what? You get out of town, Paul. You're going to have a bunch of sleazeballs from East Lansing coming in, a bunch of Spartan fans. Yeah, Cleveland's going to get even worse. I'm just kidding. I want to get more hate mail. Oh, you're bad-mouthing Boston, and now East Lansing.
Exactly.
All good, Sparty. All good, Sparty.
My buddy's from Bryant. I said, I'm going to be at the game. So he goes out.
Man, your buddy's from Bryant. We didn't even know where Bryant was, man. So you got buddies from Rhode Island. I didn't know where it was either.
Rhode Island.
But he thought it was a sign or something. So he goes out and puts a dime on it. And then I tell him today, I says, hey, I'm not going to the game. I go, I don't know if you want to come in on the other side. But anyway.
So he's got a dime on Bryant plus 17.5 now. You're a good friend, Paul. I'm not going to the game with you, buddy.
Which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room? Like, you giving like the Any Given Sunday Inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like, I just don't get how he is still employed. We got to talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
They're also showing a little bit more propensity to take the pull-up jumper, which I think is important for them. Aiden Holloway's been better. Brant Nelson's getting this thing out of foul trouble. Clifford Laurie is attacking the offensive boards and being the defensive threat that they need. If Alabama can defend, and they make a run, and they win the SEC tournament, I think they're the fourth number one seed.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. That magical time of the year when everyone suddenly becomes a basketball expert. Highlight watching, mascot picking, bracket stressing. Sound familiar? Skip the guesswork with Bracket Central. Real expert picks, trusted analysis, and zero stress. Because choosing teams by mascot cuteness isn't exactly a winning strategy. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Well, in the immortal words of Keith Jackson, whoa, Nelly, it's getting real right now. 80-79 for Xavier. They're on the free throw line, though. We're at the time of the year right now where the moms, no hot moms yet, just for the record. We're only 4 games in, right? They'll be like, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, just, I was thinking, like, she's all right. I was thinking, like, the internet, but, It is what. Listen, if your mom's going to be on, I wouldn't mind if my mom was alive and people been judged. They said, "Hey, look, she's hot," like So, but I'm just stating there hasn't been any crazy lookers yet. But 82-79 with 55 seconds left in this game. Texas are down, and they're getting. Oh, I thought he got fouled, but he didn't. It looked like he got fouled, but he didn't. Oh boy, Texas are in trouble for real. They're down 3, and Xavier had the ball with 40 seconds left. Texas don't want to foul here. They're not fouling early, so they're going to play it out and try to get the stop. Damn. Well, Cam, I got Texas +3. So I don't know what you got here. I got Texas +3. I already hit the over the game, and I got an in-game over here, but the fact that I'm running out of time could hurt the total. Oh, God. The kid on the kid on Xavier just took a 3 and tossed, like, not an air ball. He bricked it off the backboard, but they went right to a kid who got the rebound. Texas are down by 5 now. Finally, they're going to the free throw line with 10 seconds left. 84-79.
It's going to be right. Could be right on the number. Then we can maybe. This is gonna free throws. Here we go. People talk about, don't buy points and don't do this.
Yeah, but for me,
these
dude,
lines are sharp.
I've got an in-game. I got an in-game over 164.5. So we're at I need more. Like, I'm right on the border here, bro.
One free throw, you got it.
I'm at 164 now. I need half a point here. Yeah, you know what? I should get it because Texas aren't going to have a choice but to foul right away. They missed the freaking free throw. You got to foul them, bro. Foul them. This is unbelievable. Oh, he dunked it with 1 second left.
Oh, my God. They lost by 6.
Texas couldn't foul. Xavier were wisely, like, tossing the ball around, playing keep away. I tell you what, the kid, holy crap, kid. The kid on Xavier, what's your name? I think it's Fremantle. The big white center kid on Xavier, Cam. They're up at Fremantle. They're up by 4, bro. Yeah, we would have got the push, but I ended up hitting the in-game over. But, yeah, I had less on it. So, son of a bitch, yeah. Most players would have just, Cam, he could have, like, did nothing. There was literally, like, 1 second left in the game. They're up already by 4. He's under the basket. The game was over. He decided to rifle home a dunk. Boom.
Yeah, people who got like 4.5 if they got something. Yeah, you're done at 6.
I just lost the push. I'm like, I was so worried about my 164.5. I actually had more money on the Texas +4.
That's a heartbreaking game for Texas. They had control in that first half. They let Xavier come back at the end of the first half to get it to 9. That's the whole thing, Gabe. If they would have pulled away, that's the thing. You can never take possessions off. Look what happened in the first game. You knew American wasn't coming back. They're like, you guys are done. Like, you can't come back from that deficit. But they kept Xavier in the game. And slowly and surely, we see this in March Madness. They chip away and get the win. Big win.
Wow. So Xavier advances, baby. Yeah, that was some wild stuff. Now they're going to play, what do they get? Illinois. So Xavier, Sean Miller comes back and gets it done. Man, that was close to the spread, and it just sort of pulled away late here. I'm lucky I got the 164.5. All things considering, the first 4 went pretty well for us. I was crushing the in-game overs there, but it is what it is.
Dave,
already on to the NIT.
Let's talk. Remember you said, how about those college dog teasers? If you tease Texas, you got 8 or 8.5, right?
Yeah.
You win with the dunk. Like, we never do those college
right
teasers,
now,
and we
dude.
laugh.
Even in the NIT right now, Northern Colorado are 7.5-point underdogs. They're winning 60-56 with 10 minutes left at Irvine, so they'll cover the teaser. Utah Valley, we're getting 7.5. They're up 21-18 in San Francisco early right now. I got a money line parlay with that, Cam. I have the San Jose State Spartans +4 hosting Loyola Chicago. It's 24-24 with 7 minutes left in the first half. We got the over of that game as well. Let's see, what's the pace now? It's actually on pace, 148.5 is the game. All right, we got a best of X and Babano on the other side.
which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room, like you giving like the any given Sunday inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like I just don't get how he is still employed. We gotta talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
They're also showing a little bit more propensity to take the pull-up jumper, which I think is important for them. Aiden Holloway's been better. Brant Nelson's staying out of foul trouble. Clifford Murray is attacking the offensive boards and being the defensive threat that they need. If Alabama can defend, and they make a run, and they win the SEC tournament, I think they're the fourth number one seed.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. That magical time of the year when everyone suddenly becomes a basketball expert. Highlight watching, mascot picking, bracket stressing. Sound familiar? Skip the guesswork with Bracket Central. Real expert picks, trusted analysis, and zero stress. Because choosing teams by mascot cuteness isn't exactly a winning strategy. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Well, that was a pretty cool first four. A lot of time, we've had some boring first four games, but that was a pretty, that was a cool game tonight. Last night was epic, the first one. Fremantle just dunked it home at the end and definitely caused a lot of swings in sports books and homes and bars. When I was like, oh, dude, are you going to dunk the ball? What are you not? What are you going to do? He sort of hesitated, too. And he looked at the guy on Texas, and he was like, you know what? Why not? I would dunk it, too, at that spot. Boom. And then the game was over, and they ended up winning by 6. 86-80 is the final score. All right, before we bring Babano in, baseball is back, and I don't want to take any pot shots, but betting against Dodgers 2 days in a row didn't work out.
Nope. Nope, it didn't. It didn't work out for
betting against the Dodgers.
Hey, I'm honest at least on the show. Hey, me and you were honest. That was a bad bet. Hey, I didn't know Sasaki's throwing one hitter. Like, this is the Dodgers, like, at the start of the year. What the Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm trying.
They
to
didn't even have
like,
Betts Freeman. I should know either.
I know this is a real problem. Like, these guys are too good. Like, too good. I don't know.
Their next game's against Schuylkill, though, so that'll be a tough one. That's next Thursday. Their home opener, banner day, and all that. They get Schuylkill.
Pitching is this good? Look at their hitting.
Oh, yeah,
this is the thing. These are question marks. Like, I'm like,
well, think about it. They started the season 2-0. They haven't pitched Blake Snell yet.
I know.
They only started these guys first, like Sasaki, because it was Japan. Like, now Snell will start the home opener next week, right?
I wish the Dodgers were my team. Let's just say that. I'd be betting on them.
Well, we'll welcome you on the bandwagon. Everybody hates us, so we'll welcome you on the bandwagon.
Well, I don't
Besides,
hate you
Japan
at all.
loves us.
Yeah, Japan does love you. That's true.
25 million people watch, but all right, hold on. We'll bring Babano. We'll bring Babano in now. We'll see. We'll get Babano's take. He's the soup. Babano's the soup guy, but it's baseball season, which means the ballpark foods and the new additions have been put in place. Let's go to the best of X right now. Now, I do like sugary things and dessert. So this is the Chicago White Sox. You got the chocolate one, too. There's two of them here. The Celebration Cake Shake or the Campfire Milkshake. How about two of them? That's a lot of sugar. Man, I got a head rush looking at that. Like, that's imagine crushing both of these.
Coke's got 45 grams. That's like 400 grams of sugar. I had
Look
a
at
bottle
that.
of Snoop Dogg's wine, Gabe. You'd be bringing out the paddles. If I had one of those milkshakes at the game, I'd be dead. Like, I'd rather take a bullet. Than like, that's
The
a lot of sugar for diabetes.
The celebration cake shake is made with birthday cake ice cream, confetti cake, a pinwheel cookie, and maraschino cherry.
Wow.
I would go with the chocolate one.
Yeah, me too.
The chocolate one's got it's got s'mores in it. So you got your whipped cream on top. You got the milkshake, and you got some chocolate s'mores in here. I approve, actually. It's pretty good. And you get the nice 125th anniversary cup as well. Look, White Sox, 125 years of sucking.
But the desserts look pretty good. Yeah, team sucks, but milkshakes look delicious.
Which one would you order here, Babano? The cake shake or the campfire chocolate milkshake?
No, I like the chocolate one. Chocolate's one. I love anything with chocolate in it. I'll take that. I'll say this: you got to have the sweet with the sour. At least the sour is the baseball team on the field. At least you got something sweet to eat.
Here he comes. You're
So if you
Chinese
do
food
this
recipe,
too, I don't know,
sweet
you're
and
going to
sour?
start crushing some drinks after this too. I mean, it's quite the mixture.
You're
s'mores,
done.
whipped cream,
you're-
ice cream, booze.
Yeah, you're drinking vodka,
You start drinking
cranberries.
beer
It's like,
now?
how's Gabe's sugar? You got like
Yep.
900 grams in you. Like you're floating. That's that's a lot of calories and sugar, man. Wow. Huh.
Speaking of Cleveland too, Paul Bovey. This is Chicago. This is the White Sox, but Bovey's in Cleveland right now. I've been seeing the show advertised for a couple of weeks now, and I'm glad that just by chance I caught the debut today. Although it's replaying later tonight, guys, on A&E. Stadium security show.
Oh, yeah,
You
Stadium
can't make
Wars,
this
I
up.
think. Yeah, looks good.
No, it's what it is. It's like I could have been on it years ago in Buffalo. Like basically, it's like security. Like it's a Cleveland Brown game and all the incidents at a Brown game. Like each week, it's like a different stadium and a different NFL sport, different game, and they show people like banging on the jail cell inside the stadiums and stuff like that. And I watch it for like 10 minutes, and there was like 10 incidences in Cleveland. And it's funny because Bovey, I didn't even think of this at the time. I want to bring it up actually to Bovey, but Bovey was like, I won't spend a lot of time here. Watching this show, I'm going to watch it again after tonight. I think it's A&E. It's the one with the Mexican fugitive hunters there. It's A&E with all the WWE shows. So, yeah, the stadium security show. I was like, dude, watching this, I'm like, I'm never going to a Cleveland Brown game, man. Like, it was like a circus in there. Like, multiple people had the same tickets in the same seats and stuff. Like, so they were fighting and like the Browns, like, basically stadium seems a lot like we were just talking about the White Sox. Like, it's kind of a circus atmosphere. You go to a Browns game. Like, watching this show, they got to go to Buffalo, too. Like, I don't know what cities they go. I know they go to San Francisco. This episode was in Cleveland, but I'm going to watch the full episode after tonight. It looks like it's a funny, stupid show to watch. And it makes me realize, I'm like, man, good thing cameras weren't around. Also, when you watch this show, you realize it at the games, right? You're under camera everywhere, but they're like circling in on everybody, guys, at these games. Like they're focusing in on the cameras and stuff, like in the security room of every section. Like, and they just keep scanning and they notice everything. They're like, look at this guy vaping. Look at this guy doing this and that. And when you're in a stadium with like 74,000 people and stuff, you think, oh, you know what I mean? You're one faceless person. Nobody knows what you're doing, but it's like Las Vegas. Somebody is always watching. So I'm going to check the show out later tonight. Babano, the tournament is set to begin in the morning. Are you ready to rock? How come you're not going on a trip this year, Babano? Don't you normally go to San Antonio
go to
for
San
the Final Four?
Antonio. Yeah.
No, I decided I'm staying back this year. It's just so can't always
You mean
go,
they're not
guys.
paying for you to go? You decided to stay back.
They're not paying for anybody to go. They're not paying for anybody. to go.
He's decided to stay back, Cam. Like he decided. What did you decide?
So they're not paying for you, Babano? Sorry.
You know what the
That was
problem
awesome.
is? You're going here, you're going there. You got to meet up with people here. It's actually nice to just sit home 12 hours, watch everything,
You'd rather
be able
be
to
in
live.
Dundas, Ontario than San Antonio for the games. Is that what you're telling me? I love you, Babano.
I mean, just for
Yeah,
the
no,
convenience
it's-
factor and really taking in the tournament. because you got to mingle and you got to talk and you got to do all kinds of other stuff
you're right. Yeah.
on these trips. That's the issue. I love hanging out with the group there.
It's
It was
funny,
a great
like,
group, but I'm happy just being home and taking it all in.
In past years, like I've loved being in Vegas. I used to go every year, March Madness, and now same thing. I see people like promoting their big stuff tomorrow and this weekend in Vegas, and I'm like, oh God, I'm glad I'm not there. Same thing, man. I wouldn't want to be like just around a million kids and waiting in lines and like it's too much. I can handle it, you know what I mean, Super Bowl weekend or whatnot, but this madness, and plus, like you said, if you really want to make money, it's, people like some people, they're going to put their bets in and they're just going to get drunk and they're going to have fun. But like you said, Bebeto, good thing is when you're focused, you're going to sit in front of the computer and fire away all day, right?
Exactly.
You're not distracted by people.
100%.
You're not, you know what, I'm drunk or I'm going here and I got to speak to this guy and I'm stepping outside every 20 minutes and I'm missing this and that. And trust me, I've been there. I know the drill. So I'm fired up, for these games tomorrow. We'll get Babano's best bets. We'll go over our best bets for tomorrow. The madness is here. Xavier have advanced. We'll get you their point spread for their next game and all the line moves. It's time to start pulling the trigger here, guys. High Point and Purdue settling back in at 8 right now. 153.5 is the total right now. Paul Bovey's with us. He likes the over this game. So do I.
Which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room? Like, you giving like the Any Given Sunday inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like I just don't get how he is still employed. We gotta talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
They're also showing a little bit more propensity to take the pull-up jumper, which I think is important for them. Aiden Holloway's been better. Brant Nelson's staying out of foul trouble. Clifford Murray is attacking the offensive boards and being the defensive threat that they need. If Alabama can defend, and they make a run, and they win the SEC tournament, I think they're the fourth number 1 seed.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. That magical time of the year when everyone suddenly becomes a basketball expert. Highlight watching, mascot picking, bracket stressing. Sound familiar? Skip the guesswork with Bracket Central. Real expert picks, trusted analysis, and zero stress. Because choosing teams by mascot cuteness isn't exactly a winning strategy. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. We got Ian Cameron in the house. SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. Hitting refresh on my account here. I'm like, come on, where's the money at? Where's the money?
Where's the monies?
I hate waiting for money. Give me my money.
I was up earlier. I'm looking now. I'm like, yeah, where's the money's at? And I'm like, I don't have a ton of action. I sort of do, though. I got a bunch of NIT action going on. So for the record, an NIT update, actually. UC Irvine, we're down on Northern Colorado. They'll come back. It's 71-64 right now. San Francisco have come back. They're up 33-26 over Utah Valley. We've got those two money line parlayed. San Jose State are getting 4, and they're down by 4 right now. It's 37-33 with a minute left in the first half. We got over 142 in this game, and the in-game total is currently 151.5 in that one. And we got over 147 in Utah Valley and San Francisco. In-game total is currently 146.5. And I got the over 153.5 in the UC Irvine game in Northern Colorado. And in-game total is 149.5, a little off pace. There's only 3 minutes left, actually. Any NIT action for you, Babano, before we get to the NCAA tournament?
I have a piece of Loyola Chicago. Even though they're traveling out west, I thought they're a little bit the better team than San Jose State. It's a close one there, so maybe Loyola Chicago, if you agree. You can look at them live. I'm trying to hang on here with Northern Colorado, +8 against her. I thought it was a tough spot for Irvine. They just lost to UC San Diego in the Big West Championship and cost them a chance at the tournament. I thought it would be a tough spot for them to be laying 7.5, 8, and they were down early in the game, and now all of a sudden they've gone on this big run. They're up by 7 all of a sudden, so kind of worried about the cover there for the Bears. Northern Colorado, but 3 minutes to go there. Every game except one last night in the NIT went over. Not so much as great a night tonight so far with the overs tonight. Generally, these first-round games are higher scoring, but a little more of an over and under mix with the games that have been completed already to this point.
All right, so let's take a look at the morning slate here. 12:15 Eastern, 9:15 Pacific. Louisville, 2.5-point favorites over Creighton, 145.5. High Point, they just were 8. This number's bouncing around, and High Point are a trendy pick, guys. So there's probably a better chance that this thing hits 6.5, 7 in the morning, that it's going to hit 8 or 8.5 again. You know, who likes Purdue? It's almost scary. Nobody likes Purdue. Total 153.5. And you got Montana, Wisconsin, Babano, laying 17, 151.5. Anything catch your eye in the first 3-game early slate here?
So the first game, I actually like Creighton. As much as Pat Kelsey's done a great job with Louisville, Chucky Hepburn's a great point guard. The game's in Kentucky, obviously in Louisville. It's in Lexington, Kentucky, same state. But yeah. Advantage there for Louisville in that regard, but I do think Creighton plus the points. I just think they're better. I don't think they're going to have. I think they're going to have a tough time with Kalkbrenner. Stephen Ashworth is great on the perimeter. I think Louisville will have a tough time matching up with them. So I like Creighton there. I'm on High Point. I'm on the over in that game. Purdue is a very big over team down the stretch, and I was on a bunch of them. So I do like High Point Purdue over, and I'm going to take the points with High Point. And then the other early game that we've got going on. What was the third one? Montana, Wisconsin. Wisconsin, I think, could make a run in this tournament. This is a little bit tricky because they played into the weekend, into the Big Ten tournament. Now you got to travel all the way out to Denver. I think Montana's defense can be picked apart. Montana can score, but they can give up points. I think Wisconsin will score. I like the over more than either side in that game.
I like where you're going with that 151.5, and I think it'll probably land around the number, too. They'll win by like 19 or 17. It'll be like sort of right around it. Then at 2 o'clock Eastern, we get into the more bigger favorite slate here. Houston step up, laying 29 to SIU Edwardsville. Alabama State are getting 32 to Auburn. McNeese State gets 7.5 against Clemson. And then VCU BYU goes off the board at 4:05 around then. And BYU are now down to 2.5. Any thoughts on that slate, Babano? Anything catch your eye?
I like VCU. I think VCU is going to beat BYU. I think VCU is kind of getting undervalued. Max Schulga is an outstanding guard. I think Joe Bamaseal is a matchup problem for BYU, can be pushed around inside a little bit. And I like the way VCU plays that pressure defense, and I think they could frustrate BYU a little bit. So I like VCU there. I mean, a venue advantage for BYU, location advantage, but I think VCU can get it done there. That Alabama State-Auburn game is interesting. We know Auburn struggled down the stretch, didn't play their best, and I think it could take them some time to warm up. Alabama State runs in here, off the big win against St. Francis, adrenaline on their side. I could see a first half look on Alabama State, plus 19.5. That maybe Auburn's a little slow out of the gate tomorrow, and then they maybe whip them in the second half. of that game, because I think Auburn does have the potential to really wear down Alabama State as the game goes on. But I think a first half look for Alabama State's not bad. That team does have some scores, does play decent defense. Now you worry about them handling Auburn's size, but I think in the first half, a big number, 19.5, Alabama State can hang around that big number for one half.
Been a lot of talk about the seeding and the committee and what they got wrong, but there's ramifications to it. Gonzaga getting an 8 seed, they could end up playing the Houston Cougars potentially after, but they're going to have to get past Georgia, guys. And this is a good Georgia team, right? They were on the bubble, and then they stepped up and they went on the run. They won 4 of their last 5 games, including a win against the Florida Gators. You look at this team, guys, they're battle tested. We saw, Texas fell short though tonight, right? SEC. They did end up falling short. But if you look at this team, they beat the Florida Gators. They beat the Texas Longhorns. South Carolina were like one of the worst teams. They beat Vanderbilt. Then they ended up losing Oklahoma in the tournament. But Babano getting 6.5, Georgia going to have the athleticism to play with Gonzaga. I think the point spread is too high here. I think this is going to be one of the games that comes down to the wire.
So I kind of lean to Georgia too. My only issue is Mike White in the tournament has struggled, really struggled, and he struggled at multiple places, Florida and Georgia, here in the NCAA tournament when he's been. That does concern me a bit. Gonzaga now, maybe they're under the radar and they play well. I like the over more than the side in that game. I think Georgia will push pace, so will Gonzaga, and I think there's enough advantages on the offensive end both ways to see points scored.
Wolford's getting 19.5 against the Vols. Their center is a kid from Winnipeg that shoots free throws underhanded. He still misses. He only shoots like 31%. Arkansas and Kansas. This is going to be a good one. I like the Hogs. We'll rattle off some more games on the way out on the other side. Let's roll.
Which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room? Like, you giving like the Any Given Sunday inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like, I just don't get how he is still employed. We gotta talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
They're also showing a little bit more propensity to take the pull-up jumper, which I think is important for them. Aiden Holloway's been better. Brant Nelson's staying out of foul trouble. Clifford Murray is attacking the offensive boards and being the defensive threat that they need. If Alabama can defend, and they make a run, and they win the SEC tournament, I think they're the 4th number 1 seed.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. That magical time of the year when everyone suddenly becomes a basketball expert. Highlight watching, mascot picking, bracket stressing. Sound familiar? Skip the guesswork with Bracket Central. Real expert picks, trusted analysis, and zero stress. Because choosing teams by mascot cuteness isn't exactly a winning strategy. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Let's do this thing. We're up against it. The buzzer. We got to get a couple of buzzer beaters in here before we're done. Sirius XM channel 159, SportsGrid Radio and Television Network. Lakers up big. They're up by 23, 100-77 late in the third quarter of play. The Blazers are up 96-89 on the Grizzlies. Close one in Sacktown. They're looking to light the beam tonight. The Cavs coming off that track meet loss last night against the Clippers. They're up by 3 right now. Sacramento, we're getting 3.5 in-game. And the Suns are up 110-93 on the Bulls. Quick NIT check right now, 75-69 with 44 seconds left for UC Irvine. So it's right on the number. It's lingering. It's going to be the free throw game. Loyola Chicago are up 42-35. They're up by 7.5 in San Jose. And 37-32 at the break in San Francisco right now. The Dons are up on Utah Valley. In-game total 148.5. The Dons are laying 7.5. So my best bets in the morning here. Actually, we'll go fast here. I'll throw it to you, Kev. What's your best bets in the afternoon, morning tomorrow? What do you like?
So far, Gabe, I'll just give you 5 bets that I have. I have VCU plus the points. I have Drake plus the points. I have Yale plus the points and Creighton plus the points. And later tonight when we're on the air, I like your Michigan Wolverines to beat San Diego. 5 bets I've made so far, and I got a lot more to come.
Babano, what do you got? A couple of plays tomorrow that you want to share with us. What catches your eye? What do you like the most?
What the most? In the afternoon, I will say High Point, Purdue, both the side and the total. I like High Point. I like over in that game. Creighton, I think, to start the day is a good one. And we'll throw one at night that I think is pretty good as well. We're going to go with Drake plus the points against Missouri. I think the slow-paced half-court team could really frustrate Missouri. That's a very, very good team. Ben McCollum's done a great coaching job. I could see Drake taking Missouri down to the wire.
All right, so we're going to be on tomorrow night. Omaha, Nebraska take on St. John's. It says 9:45, but we all know these tournament games all start later because the other games go early, go long, and they need 30 minutes in between. They got to give the teams 20 minutes on the court to warm up and 10 minutes to clean the court, so there's a 30-minute window in between the games. So I imagine like St. John's will probably not started when we come on at 10 tomorrow. But nevertheless, we haven't talked about this game much. I think they're going to smoke Omaha. I think St. John's are going to murder them. Pitino knows what tournament success is like. And guys, like a lot of people think like these teams, they don't care about covering and stuff. There's no more playing around. Like, you know what I mean? Like these coaches for these teams, like they don't want to dial it up like in a Sweet 16. It's go time. So I think like tomorrow, like a lot of these one-seeders are going to like murder like their opponents. And I think this is a classic example. The Johnnies aren't a 1 seed, but I think Omaha, and I know Omaha are a scrappy team and stuff, but St. John's are just going to wear them out. But those are the night games going to be on. Early in the morning, I'm going to jump up. I'm on the High Point Panther bandwagon. Give me High Point plus the 8. Give me the over 153.5. Give me the over 151.5 in Montana and Wisconsin. Houston Cougars are laying 29, man. So, like, whatever. We'll skip the massive spread games. I'm going to roll the dice that Will Wade goes on a little run before he leaves for NC State. Give me McNeese State plus the 7.5. Everybody's on VCU, but I'm going to go with the BYU Cougars in this game. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs plus the 6.5. I think Tennessee are the ones. It's only 19. Their defense is going to murder the Terriers. Like, these kids are going to have a hard time. I look for the Vols to roll. Arkansas and Kansas, fun game tomorrow night, guys. Give me the Hogs plus 5. I love Yale plus 8. And in fact, I'll sprinkle Yale plus 275 money line. Drake in Missouri is a tough one. I guess I'll end up jumping on the Drake bandwagon with everybody. Quickly, Babano, we haven't talked about this one. Utah State against UCLA. What do you think of that one? The Bruins are laying 5.5.
The Mountain West has had issues in this tournament, and it continued with San Diego State last night. So it's concerning. I would have likened Utah State initially plus the points because I don't trust UCLA really laying 5.5. That one is a game where if you like Utah State, take the over. If you like UCLA, take the under. I'm still going to lean to the Aggies, though. I'm not ready to lay 5.5 with UCLA. They've been so erratic this year.
I got to go with our boy Cronin here, Cam. I think UCLA gets it done.
Yeah,
I'm not betting on a Mountain West
program. No, nor am I.
The one I am is Colorado State. I really do like Colorado State.
Well, you do, yeah. They're favored against Memphis, minus 1.5.
12 seeds favored over 5 seeds have done well when they're favored.
And take the Michigan Wolverines tomorrow night for the record. My future pick to win it all, the Houston Cougars, plus 800. Let's roll. Other night, you're on your own later.